So we're not manifesting the dream life that we want. And usually it comes down to one big factor as we begin to understand how to manifest the things we want in this life. And that factor is we are offering resistance. We're offering resistance to that thing that we most want in our life. And as we do that, we stop the flow of all of that positive energy that we've built up. And today we're going to talk about what resistance is and how to unclog it, how to get it out of the pipe of your soul so you can start manifesting and living the life that you dream of. What is resistance? All right. Resistance is when we build up any pressure against the flow of what we want to manifest in our existence and into our lives. You can manifest anything you want in your life. You can set your intention and your attention on anything you want to set it on, and you will eventually manifest that thing, that event, that lifestyle, that feeling, whatever it is, into your life. But the biggest blockage to that is resistance. And we're going to look at exactly how that comes about and how it stops us and how to clear it up. Let's get into it. In our home, in the kitchen, we have a drain that gets stopped up from time to time. We've had problems with this thing again and again. There's a little place in the pipe, I think, where things catch and particles build up. And we've tried everything. We've done the home remedies of vinegar and baking soda, pouring it down there. We've done the strong chemicals that you can buy at places like Home Depot. We've tried all of these things. And what we've learned over time is none of that really works. What works is this thing. This is called a snake. And what this thing does is you crank on this crank and it turns this little device at the top and it pushes out this snake, this wire, and it goes down through the drain, and this thing gets in there and you move it back and forth and it breaks up that clog and it unclogs your drain. Well, the key to manifesting your dreams is you have got to run a snake into your soul and unclog that resistance if you want to manifest the things that you want to bring about in that dream life. So here's how it works. Essentially, as we begin the process of manifesting our dream life, we start with our intention. We set our intention on the things that we want. And where your attention and your intention goes, guess what? Your energy flows. You begin to create a vibrational match for that life you want to live, whether it's a dream relationship, a dream job, a dream scenario for living your life, a dream income, whatever it might be, a dream car, a dream home. It can be anything. But as we line ourselves up vibrationally with that intention, with that thing we set our specific intention and attention on, we begin to magnetically draw that to ourselves. Inevitably, the biggest factor that stops us from living that out to the full is when we start to experience resistance. So what happens is after a little while of the excitement of setting your intention on what you really want in life and paying attention to it and letting your energy flow to it, there's excitement attached to that, right? But after a while, if that manifestation has not come in your timing and when you think it should be there, and don't forget with manifestation, our concern is what we want and why we want it. That is it. What we really want and why we really want that. Don't worry about the how. Don't worry about the when. Don't worry about where it's coming from. All of that stuff just brings resistance. It's about setting the intention, paying attention to it, attaching emotion and feeling to it as if it's already occurred in your life. And as you do that, you get that flow of energy going and you start attracting that life you want to yourself. But inevitably, when we get into the when and how and where is this going to work out, what's going to take place, and we start trying to make it happen, and we start grinding, we start working, guess what we do? We send little clogs down the drain of our soul. We send bits and particles of, oh, this isn't working, maybe this is not real. We send a little bit of, oh, I tried this before and I failed. Oh, Bob did the same thing and look at what happened to him. And we start to think these little negative thoughts. And guess what they do? They build up and they clog the drain pipe of our soul. They clog us up. They offer resistance. And the more you think the thoughts, the more resistance they offer. Neurons that fire together wire together. And that means in your brain, as you think in the negative, as you think in the this is impossible, as you think in the I thought this could happen, but, and we get our big buts in the way, those thoughts start to wire together and form literal neural pathways in our brain. And those things become information superhighways when you think them enough. So the moment you feel resistance, the best thing you can do is stop and let go. I love what David Bear says. He's got a great practice, if you check him out on YouTube, for how to fight resistance in our life. The moment a thought comes up that is contrary to the life that you want to manifest, the dream that you're going after, stop right there and say, this isn't true. If God, the universe, whatever you believe there, has put this desire in your heart, it's there for a reason. It's because it wants to come out. It's a reality that's waiting on you. You've just got to connect to it. And if that is the case, then anything else is a lie, correct? It leads you away from that path that God has put you on. So don't give up when things get hard. That means you're doing it right. You're starting to feel resistance, but don't get clogged up with resistance either. We have to clear it out of our soul. Sometimes what happens is we let those particles keep coming by, though, right? We fire those neurons together and they bundle up and they create this superhighway of us moving from what used to be really positive and exciting and all of those high vibrational emotions we feel when we're manifesting and doing it right. And now we've moved into doubt, into fear, into discouragement, and we're in those lower vibration frequencies. And when that happens, we're going to miss out on our dreams until we clear the clog out and we get those thoughts flowing in the positive again. So when they come, I like what David Bear says, stop right there and say, this thought is a lie. Let me give you an example. If you are trying to manifest a certain level of income in your life and you're not there yet, and the paycheck comes and you're like, oh, this is not even half of what I want it to be, what I'm dreaming of it to be, it's easy to stop right there and say it's not coming. You need to right there stop and say, that is not true. It's not here yet, but it's on the way. I know what helps me personally is to look back at progress, to look at how far I've come. Do you know, even a year ago in my life, I've always been a pretty positive person, and people around me would say you're positive, but I had a lot of inward negative emotion wrapped up in my own personal beliefs about my own abilities and the life I could live and where I could go and what I could be. Even a year ago, I was fatalistic when it came to my dream life. I was like, it's not going to happen because it's never happened. It can't take place because ... It would happen, but this is not in the cards for me because ... And I just had all these clogs, and I had to get the spiritual snake out and through things like positive affirmations and gratitude practiced on a daily basis, and listening and reading books on tons of things about manifestation and how our brain works. And guys like Wayne Dyer and Joe Dispenza and the Hicks and many, many others have helped take that clog out of my brain and set me on track. So now what I do is I look back when I start feeling that resistance at the progress I've already made. A year ago, I would have been sitting on my couch playing video games and watching Netflix. You know what I'm doing now? I'm in here making podcasts for you to motivate you on your journey, just like I've been motivated on mine, and let you know whatever you want, you can have it. The life you want to live, you can live it. You just have to believe it. And as you believe it, you achieve it. Why? Because thoughts become things, right? The cell phone in your hand that maybe you're watching this on, or the laptop you're watching this on, or wherever you're at viewing this content, that thing was once a thought in someone's mind. And because they thought it long enough and thought enough about it, it became a reality. And now it's in your possession. And that's the way all thoughts work. Thoughts become things. What we believe, we become. So when you start believing fully, you set your intention on it. Is what that is. And then you pay attention to it for long enough. You transfer your energy to that life you want to live. Guess what's going to happen? If you don't clog the pipe, you're going to attract it to yourself. But resistance will stop the flow of your energy and your dreams and your manifestations quicker than any single thing. So here is the challenge I want you to do for today and even for the rest of this week. As you think about that thing, that life, that house, that job, that career, that relationship, whatever it is, that dream life that you're manifesting into your existence, as you think about it and you set your attention towards it and your intention on it, here's what I want you to do. As soon as you feel any resistance to it, as soon as a thought pops into your mind that says you can't because, it's not going to happen because, as soon as that happens, pump the brakes. Just picture you hitting the brake in your car and saying, I'm taking a stop right here in the middle of the road, and I resist that resistance. I reject that thought. It comes, we name it, and then we let it go by. And we say, I thought that. And here's a good key to it. I thought that because. Name why you're thinking it. Why would you think it's not going to happen? Because it hadn't happened up till now? Go ahead and name it. Because you were taught in your system of beliefs growing up that you're not the right person for that job, that life, that level of income, that relationship. You can't have that because of your belief system. Stop, pump the brakes, and say, this is not true. This is coming from here. Here's why I'm thinking that. And then just let the clog flow out of the pipe. And as you do that, you start that channel of energy flowing again. So remember, this week, pump the brakes when those thoughts come. Name it. Say, I'm feeling this. I'm resisting because I feel like it can't happen. I'm feeling it can't happen. Number 2, because the way I was raised, what I've seen in my past, whatever it might be. And number 3, as I let off that brake, I'm going to let the pipe flow with energy again. And it's going to bring me closer and closer and closer to my dream life. Go get that dream life this week and wait and see what happens for you as you manifest the life of your dreams. Go be great, everybody.